A lot of people look at the stock market and think, hey, is this my lottery ticket? Is this the shortcut to getting rich fast? But is that really what it's for? Well, the short answer is a hard no. The biggest myth out there is that the market is some kind of get-rich-quick scheme. The reality, which is honestly so much more powerful, is that it's a get-rich-slowly system. And you know what? Embracing that reality, that's the actual secret to winning. Okay, so first things first, let's just completely dismantle this myth. Because once you understand why the get-rich-quick mindset almost always fails, you're taking the first step toward building real, lasting wealth. It all boils down to one thing. Patience is your superpower. Look, if you treat the stock market like you're buying a lottery ticket, you're probably going to take wild risks, make decisions based on emotion, and, let's be honest, probably lose. But if you start seeing it for what it is, a long-term wealth-building engine, your whole approach changes. You make smarter, calmer moves, and ironically, that's how you actually get rich. Alright, so if we're in this for the long game, what tools do we actually have? Well, it turns out you have two secret weapons at your disposal that are unbelievably powerful. And, the best part, they do most of the heavy lifting for you. Your first secret weapon, and you could argue it's the most powerful force in finance, is compounding. It's the absolute magic that happens when your money makes money, and then that money starts making its own money. It just creates this amazing upward spiral of growth. The best way to picture this is to think of a small snowball at the top of a very long hill. At first, it's tiny, and it's rolling pretty slowly. You barely even notice it getting bigger. So in the first few years, the growth is fine. It's modest. But then you hit year 10, and you start to see it pick up speed. By year 20, the growth is really accelerating because your returns are now pulling their own weight. And by year 30, that snowball is an avalanche. The growth isn't a straight line, it's exponential. At some point, the money your money is making is doing way more work than you ever did. And this right here leads us to your second secret weapon, time. Time is the fuel for compounding. See, it's not about having a ton of money to start with. Someone who starts investing early, even with just a little bit, can often end up with way more than someone who starts later with a huge chunk of cash. Time is the great equalizer. Okay, so we've got our weapons, compounding and time. Now, how do we actually use them? This is where the winning strategy comes in. And the best news of all is that you do not need to be a Wall Street genius. It's all about your habits. So many people fall into this trap of trying to time the market, trying to perfectly guess the absolute bottom to buy and the absolute top to sell. It's incredibly stressful, and honestly, it's pretty much impossible to do consistently. The winning move? Just be consistent. Invest a regular amount of money, whether the market is up or down. It lowers your risk and just steadily builds your wealth over time. Success here isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about having the right mindset. It's the discipline to stick with your plan, the ability to stay calm when everyone else is freaking out, and just ignoring the hype. Those are the traits that really build wealth, not a high IQ. Which brings us to the psychological side of all this. Having the right weapons and a good strategy is great, but can you actually keep your cool when the market gets, a little chaotic? Let's just be super real for a second. This is a fundamental truth you just have to accept. The market does not go up in a nice, smooth, straight line. There will be amazing years, and there will be some really bad years. It's a jagged journey that just happens to trend upwards over time. You just have to expect all of it. The ups, the downs, the scary crashes, and then the awesome recoveries that follow. These aren't a sign that your plan is broken. They're just a normal feature of the system. The trick is knowing this ahead of time so you don't panic when it happens. And that really is the bottom line. If you look at history, the market has always recovered and gone on to reach new highs. The people who really lose money are the ones who get scared and sell during the downturns. The ones who win, they're the ones who just stay patient and stick to the plan. So, let's put it all together. We've busted the myths, we've laid out the secret weapons and the strategy. So what does this simple path to building wealth actually look like when you sum it all up? Really, it all comes down to this. Embrace the slow path. Use your time to unlock the magic of compounding. Be consistent instead of trying to be a market timing genius. And never forget that your discipline during the market storms is worth way more than your IQ. The recipe here isn't some complicated secret formula locked away in a vault. It's actually super simple, and it's available to everyone. It's just that powerful trio: time, patience, and consistency. That's it. That's the whole strategy. And look, if you only remember one single thing from all of this, let it be this quote. This is the core principle of it all. Every day, every month, every year that you stay invested, you are giving your money more and more power to grow and work for you. And that is how stocks make you rich. Slowly.